iTwin, and today I'm going to share my story of commercializing technology from iSquared. I don't know whether we are still a success story. We definitely hope to be a success story, but let me share my experiences so far. iTwin is a hardware device, and what does it do? What we do is we take your personal computer and make it into a personal cloud that you can access in a very simple and secure manner from anywhere. So our mission is to make security simple. You know, a lot of people think that security and simplicity don't go together, and it's our mission to break this myth. So that's my very short pitch about iTwin. So let me go how iTwin came about. I was a researcher at iSquared for a very long time. I joined as an engineer in 1997, and I've been working I was working at iSquared for a very long time till 2010, and we created a lot of very interesting technologies. You just heard Ty how present marvelous technologies, but and that's how iTwin also was created. iTwin was created because of a loss. A few years back I was traveling and I lost my USB flash drive with all my content. And I come from the information security group, and I and my group, we were doing really very interesting research. We used to publish papers. I think the department is still publishing papers in big research conferences. But then we realized that nobody is actually using it. It's just technologies that lie on the shelf, and then they just die very slow and orphaned death. So I thought I should do something where I take technology and take it out. And my problem was I lost my USB flash drive. I wanted to ensure that in the future, if I lose my drive, I should be able to prevent unauthorized access. And I wanted to make it really simple. So that's why we came up with this technology called iTwin. You should think of iTwin as the two ends of a cable. We believe that the cable metaphor is really simple. So you put one end of iTwin in one computer, the other end on the other computer. As long as these two computers are connected, you have a really secure and a very simple to create connection. Right? This technology was developed at iSquared. I was a researcher, and I got a very small grant. The first grant was $40,000, and we created a simple prototype. Right, that's how the iTwin story started. So this story is actually slightly different from the story about commercializing directly from iSquared. So my objective here is to help companies which are interested in licensing technologies from iSquared improve your success rate of actually taking technology from iSquared to production quality. Right? iTwin was very lucky to raise a VC round of funding last year, and we launched the technology. The technology was actually licensed from AStar. In a sense, it was the technology was licensed, but actually a significant part of the team moved from iSquared like me to the company. Right. So for any company, right, technology is. People say business is about people, and I would like to extend it by saying, technology is also about people. You probably will not be able to take an SDK and make it work. You need the people, right? So that's what I would like to tell you, and I'll elaborate more about it. We launched iTwin last year, and we have been fairly successful. We have won a number of awards. We won the Red Dot Design Award. I mean, it's surprising for a startup company to be winning product design awards, but we are big into keeping things simple and beautiful things. A lot of people think beautiful things are simple, like the iPhone, iPad. So we follow that trend. Coming to technologies, right? AStar, right, has a lot of deep technologies. I mean, you just heard how present fantastic technologies. they have a bunch of really qualified PhDs. You might, I mean, I have worked there for a long time, and I know the people there. They're really good. They're really good at deep technologies, but they're really bad at making products. I mean, that has, you have to, and that's something that it's not their core competence, right? So if you are going to license technologies from I2R, that's something that you have to keep in mind, that you will be getting something fairly raw that you will have to make it into product. And people who are in this product development business will realize that it's not that straightforward taking something which is really deep in technology to the market, because there are a lot of things. So what I'm going to give you two suggestions if you're very keen on licensing technologies from I2R, to follow these two steps. You know, that's something that we followed. The first thing, right, is like Taiha was indicated that, you know, Exploit is willing to fund development. I think there's a program called the COT. I mean, Taiha, I'm going to talk about what Exploit does, but I hope you don't mind. It's called commercialization of technologies, because Exploit does fund some of the product development, right? But the most important thing that I would strongly recommend if you are interested in licensing technologies from I2R is to talk to the researcher and get buy-in from the researcher and the team. Because as I said, technology is about people. So if you don't get the right people committed to your commercialization efforts, I would honestly say it will be a failure. If the researcher who built the technology is not willing to support you, it's not going to, you are going to face a lot of difficulties, right? So this is something that I would strongly emphasize. You know, you have to, one way is to get the commercialization support from Exploit, but honestly in Singapore you can get a lot of support from the government for building products, but the most important thing is people, you know, and something that we have realized in a very short period is getting really good people is difficult, technical people, and AStar as a large pool, right? So it's very important that you get commitment from the researchers or the engineers. And one way is the TF program that AStar has, where the engineer or the researcher actually is seconded by AStar to your company. I believe Spring supports this process. They actually co-fund salaries, and I think this is an excellent way of getting people to actually be in your own office and, you know, help integrate the technologies that AStar has created. You know, I feel this is a very a good way of actually transferring knowledge and technology from AStar to I2R to your own company, and any company which is very keen on taking any of I2R's technologies, I strongly recommend that you look into this TIA program where the researchers actually come and work in your company. In a way, it's good, because then if the researcher comes and works in your company, he or she is not going to work in some other company. So you probably can take a non-exclusive license, but you can lock in the technology. Right, so I believe that, you know, having worked in AStar for quite a number of years, close to 13 years, I've worked with a number of local companies. The difficulty is crossing this chasm of taking R&D, which is effectively raw technology, into production quality, and I believe people are very important. So I know that AStar is very keen on this TM program. So please talk to the researchers and try to get them on board. And you know, from a personal experience, we have taken advantage of this TM program. Two of the engineers from I2R are actually working with us, and without them, you know, we would not have come where we are. We have still a long way to go, but without those two engineers working full-time in-house, it's almost impossible. These two people from AStar are our best engineers, and I would strongly recommend this approach to you, right? So, so to conclude, right, what we do is a very short sales pitch. iTwin takes your personal computer and makes it into your personal cloud, and I basically conclude my really short presentation. I know I'm standing between you and lunch. So if you have any questions, please let me know, or you can drop me an email. My email is lux@itwin.com. I've been on both sides. I've been with I2R, I've been outside I2R, and so I'm very familiar with the technology licensing process. So with that, I conclude my really short presentation. Thank you.